you guys, it's me, Dr. Torie. My book is officially out. And yes, it is time to talk about ACEs. You guys can find the books everywhere. However, I would encourage you guys to go to my website, Be VicTORIEus.com, and place your order today. Yes, it's time to talk about ACEs. Let's go, y'all. Hello, hello, you guys. Welcome to another episode of Be Victorious. Well, let me tell you guys something. I have a hidden gem here when I tell you this person was recommended by someone that I value and I love. I got to shout out Carly for this one because when I tell you, this person is so amazing. I love how they have their conversations, but when they're having their conversations, they're comfortable with their audience and they're comfortable with themselves. And I really want the world to know who this person is. They have already put themselves out there and shine the light on themselves. And what I love is they don't hide it at all. Sam, where are you? Let the world know who you are.
Hey, Dr. Torie.
You like that one?
It's me, Sam. Yeah,
Uh-huh. And what I love, when I told you hidden gem, hidden jewel, here you are. I had to track you down. I had to because you're good. You're good. Thank you for being here.
thank you so much for inviting me.
Well, now I'll do something different because a lot of people know how I operate and how I do. But what made you say yes to our podcast?
Well, I've really been pushing myself to try new things.
Mhm.
And what else is there other than a podcast interview
Mhm.
to get you into a new place?
Yes.
Um, I love seeing what it is that you're doing,
Thank you.
the awareness that you're spreading. I checked out your community. It's such a beautiful place for people to be open with each other
Yes.
and just work through these really difficult things that we're all carrying with us.
Yes.
And having that community, I had to say yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Because of course there's a reserve, you know what I mean? Especially when it's people that you don't know and everybody don't have genuine interest. However, that's why I wanted you to see it for yourself so you can know. I knew that you would fit like gel. I'll be honest, I did because you're added value to what we already have. And we're spreading awareness because we need to heal. But you spread awareness in a different way. So let me ask you first. You do know about ACEs, correct?
I do. I recently learned about them, so I'm
Okay.
by no means a expert.
And that's fine. But you in the community now, so we're gonna get you in and we're gonna get some classes and we're gonna do some things because what you're doing and how you're expressing yourself is different than the norm. So would you like to share what it is that you do? Because a lot of people may not know that it's okay to do those things, especially when you're comfortable. Please share what you do.
Absolutely. What started as me trying to force myself out of my personal comfort zone,
Yes.
recording myself making a quick-witted joke here and there and posting it on the internet.
Hmm.
I really did find that the things that perform the best online are the things that are authentic.
Right.
And I started really kind of reaching into myself for those jokes that I may make around friends and only friends, but kind of twisting them to share with the community online because I was so surprised to see so many people come out of the woodwork to say, "Hey, I've been there." And in my personal experiences going to therapy, those jokes don't land well with a therapist.
Of course.
And
Of course.
anybody that likes to joke about their trauma will understand that it is so painfully awkward when your therapist does not find you funny,
Right.
because that's just how I cope. It is how I heal. And there are so many of us that need to joke about this stuff to keep going.
Right.
And I love that I'm starting to find my flock of those people online.
Good. It's plenty. It's plenty. It's going to help. I relate it to I'm heavy on extracurricular activity if you didn't know. And so it's a part of extracurricular activity to me. So it's like you saying your joke, the inner release.
it actually makes you feel good. And then it's when people laugh at what used to hurt you and hearing other people, the commonality of it is also the healing. So I get it. You know what I mean? That's why I was like, ha ha ha, aha. I actually introduced a young lady at our inaugural conference. We had an inaugural conference last year. I just wanted to test people out with different things. And so I asked a young lady that I know, she actually does the same. Um, have some jokes and share some things. And it was a hit. So that's why I was like, thank you. Great. Because I want people to see it as an an art of expression, if that makes sense. Just like music. For me, it's singing. And when I tell people I sing, they like, no, you don't. I went to a high school and graduated with a degree, seriously, a high school diploma in music, music and instrumental music, no joke. And people don't believe me, like, you don't sing. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. And then when I sing, it's like, so I get it. I promise you, I get it. How do you feel like, what is the feedback that you receive when you are sharing?
Honestly, it's some mixed feedback, but the haters have stayed away thus far for the most part. A lot of the feedback that I'm seeing from people in my like local community is that they're happy to see somebody out there talking about these things.
Right,
And it's such a difficult subject to talk about. So adding that comedic relief into it really softens that blow.
right,
And it also finds the people that are just on their phones looking for a laugh. It helps get a little knowledge their way
right,
and help them to understand. So overall, the feedback has been really good. It was a little bit vulnerable, or a
mm,
lot of a bit vulnerable,
right,
but it's been so worth it.
right.
And honestly, the most important feedback is my own. I wanted to get out of my comfort zone. I
Yes.
wanted to start getting this stuff off of my chest, and it's working for me. And that's all that matters to me.
So it's a healing strategy for you.
It
Very,
is, absolutely.
very good. It's a release. Very
It
good. I
really
get
is.
it. Like I'm telling you, I get it. Do you have people that come and ask um, if this is a way to empower others?
Um, I guess not in so many words,
Okay.
but I have seen a lot of people take to the information that I'll share in the comments. And there was one comment that really struck me. They said, wow, thank you for sharing this. I'm going to go back to therapy.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
it's like, hey, I'm just a random stranger on the internet and I helped you a little bit. I gave you that little nudge that you needed. And
Right.
I love seeing that.
Very good. Because that's what we're here for, you guys. However, the message is received or given, accepted. Because we're in a society that needs it really bad. So whether it's spoken word, whether it's acting, I'm quick to put up a student or a former student, because these are adults at this point. I know I look young. I am very, very of age. Let me share. But to see that the expressive dance and don't let me get into it, Michael Jackson. It is a way of healing or it's a form of therapy for them. People have to understand that not all therapy isn't just sitting on somebody's couch.
Absolutely. And sitting on somebody's couch talking to them, it can be therapeutic and it works really well for a lot of people,
Mhm.
but you really need to ease your way into that.
Right?
You need to get aware of what's going on in you and what you're trying to fix before you can go sit on somebody's couch. Trust me,
Amen.
I tried.
And that's what it is because people don't understand that though. We're in a community that run from a lot of things. We run from it because we don't want to face the truth. But I think it's a part of a cycle breaking journey that needs to happen for people in order to heal.
Absolutely. And
So,
sometimes we're running because it's the only option we've ever had.
yep. And I grew up in the 90s, so throwing my little age out there a little bit. We didn't have these tools. And when I say we didn't have them, I grew up in a generation where if we did have issues, it was go to church, pray for it, and have a great day. So you talking about making fun of some things and having, saying some things, we can laugh and joke about it, but that's the truth. Like it wasn't. And I think that's the reason why the push for ACEs awareness is what it is for me, because it was what I was looking for. And when I found out it had a term, I was like, let me do some more. Let me do some more research and find out exactly what it is. Because there's no way on Mother Earth, all the stuff I went through when I was younger actually got a name to it. I never ever went to therapy at all. It was a joke. It was like you go to therapy, something's wrong with you. And now you got a lot of experts. You got a lot of
I'm
people
still
that
with
think that
one.
they're going. And here we are. So for me, again, that's the push for me to get the information out there because we have a lot of people like us that are cycle breakers that are willing to heal. So besides your comedic aura, I'll say that. What is it that you do? Are there healing strategies that you can share? Because once you're out on a platform and your people are going to ask, like, how, what do I need to do or how can I help? Are there some healing strategies that you can share with others that help you cope?
Honestly, just recently learning what ACEs were, or what they are, that has been so important to me.
Wow.
Um, I've been able to really look into what ACEs are, look into the information around them,
Yeah.
and understand that I'm not alone in this. And I've
Yes.
always felt like I was alone in this. But like you said, learning there's a name for this, that just solidifies that what I went through was real. And what I
Yes.
went through is something that many people are going through. So for me, if I'm not cracking jokes about it, I'm trying to learn everything there is to know about
Yeah.
it. But
Well,
outside of
thank
that,
you. I'm
what's
glad
that?
to introduce you to ACEs. Well, come on. Because it helped me.
Absolutely.
It really did help me. It helped me heal. So to hear, I'm honored. Wow. Oh, I got all kind of valuable resources. That I promise you, Sam, our community is amazing. You will see the added value from Trauma 101 with Harriet to Lattes with Lisa with on Tuesdays IG. Check out Spencer. Spencer is also has the acronym of they and them. Spencer, there's plenty of people out here, I'm telling you, that you are so relatable that are going to help you on this healing journey because I think it's so needed. We feed off of each other, but we also are helping each other grow by keeping it real.
Absolutely. That community is so important to
Yep.
have. And I tried so long to force myself into communities that just didn't fit with me
Yeah.
because I didn't understand what
Hmm.
was going on with me.
Right.
And now that I've gone through therapies, diagnoses, all sorts of mental health questionnaires,
Yes.
having an understanding of who I am at that level
Hmm.
and finding that community of people that are like me or at the very least like-minded,
Hmm.
uh, it's it's been very healing and it's just invaluable. I can't put it
Hmm.
into words.
Yes. And I'm telling you, it will help you heal. You already know that. Just the fact that you're taking the initiative to learn about it, I'm humble because again, I told, not to say I told you, but this is what we are really doing. It's 2025, and we're at a point where we have to identify not who we are, but how we are and what we are doing, and be in a community that's going to accept us for who we are. And I think that's the added value for me. I think that's the reason why I love so hard because I get it. When I tell you I get it, I understand. Growing up in a performing arts aura, if you know what I mean, I have watched some of my friends in the 90s, we're talking about in the 90s, grow up with something that they couldn't discuss or talk about at all. That's an ace within itself. And I think that's the reason why I have former students or people that are a part of the foundation, shall I say, that love on the community so much because they can be who they are. You have, and I gotta shout them out. I love them. I love Spencer. I always have to. I love Jorge. I love who we have because they can be who they are. I have students, 16, that can be who they are just because we're accepting of them based upon who they are. And I think if we can get rid of that, it's not identified in ACEs. However, that don't mean we can't call it an ACE because the experience, the child abuse, the physical abuse, the sexual abuse, all of the neglect, all of that still falls under the ACEs umbrella. And I can't imagine what you experienced when you're younger. I'm not for sure if you want to share. I would love for you to, but understand and know that you don't have to. We're going to accept you for who you are and what you are doing. Because I get it. There used to be, and here we are now. So trust me when I say, yes, you do have a story and your story matters. You know that
Absolutely.
already.
I will share a bit about my aces.
Mhm.
I come from a blended family. I'm one of 7 kids. Um, and there was some addiction in the household growing up. There were trips to jail, trips to prison growing up. Um, I was lucky to avoid a lot of physical abuse. It's very tough. It's very difficult to talk about, even to think about. Um, but I've not, it's been a very rough road getting to where
Mhm.
I am.
Right,
And I have an 8-year-old son. I've seen how my generational trauma has started to impact him.
right.
And that's what made me really, really hit the high gear to start working through my stuff because I was getting there, but not enough to shield him entirely.
Right.
And I'm going to keep pushing so that when he's going to therapy for the first time, it's
Yes.
not going to be when he's 30.
Right.
He's in it now. He's working through his stuff, and we're going to put him on a good path. And that's all that we can do. The past is in the
Absolutely.
past. We're going to keep moving.
Absolutely. I have 3 girls. And when I tell you 3, so you have 3 different personalities. They all act like me. So, that says something there. But what I can't do is hide the things that have happened. Because again, I said 3 girls. I don't have no husband, ex. And I say that to say, in our society, it's like, you got 3 girls. What happened? What are you doing? Da, da, da. It's not about that. It's us trying to break, like you said, the magic word, the generational curse. So for me, I did what I had to do. I didn't hide things. I didn't put the business, shall I say, I didn't sweep it under the rug. I made it educational. So that's the reason why I'm grateful for ACEs because the information is out there. And then it doesn't help that mom is a researcher. So it doesn't help. But then I also have a community that loves on them and brings them in and has the conversation. I think my oldest daughter, just looking at her episode, I think she was like episode 5, and I'm like on 80s now. She also wanted to do it again. So I was like, you want to do the episode again? And just to see her transition from when she first did it to do it now, let me know I'm doing something good as a mama. So I wanted to give you your shout out because once you see it and know that empathy gonna pop up real quick and know what to do. Humbled. Because that's what we have to do. We have to break the generational cycle. You're a superhero. I told you. And it's funny, as you share, I told you. I knew you was, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. So even the awareness of ACEs this quick has helped you.
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely, like I said, it just put me into high gear. I was already clawing for my life, trying to get better, but once that mama bear is awakened,
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
full steam ahead. There's no looking back.
Wonderful.
I'm just doing everything that I can to limit his struggles as much as
Right.
possible.
Right. That's Mama Bear, though. And
Yep.
it's going to happen. I I think for me, it's the fact that I have girls. I think it would have been different if it was a boy or two girls and a boy, or you know what I mean? Grateful that I have the girls, even though they are who they are, they're girls. So their experiences are going to be different. But you have a son. That's rough. But he's good, right?
He's really, really good. He's almost more emotionally intelligent than I am. He
Yeah.
will tell you, name all of his feelings. He's on the right path for sure.
Very good. Very good. You could tell. And I haven't met the young man, but what I'm saying, this generation here, smart, very smart. I hate phones. Yes, I do. I ain't tech savvy, not at all. But they have the resources that, if they use them right, that can really help them. So one good question. If someone didn't know about ACEs and they came to you and said, "Hey, I see some changes, Sam. What's up? Tell me what's going on." What would you say?
I'd say I'm healing generational trauma. I mean, honestly, it's not a Subway fad diet.
Yeah.
I've been working on my mental. I've been sinking my energy and my time into getting better. And that's all I could really say.
You're a blessing. You all do not know what I pursue. I did. I'm guilty. I was like, look, I want you on this podcast. Listen, because I'm telling you, you got a story. I'm not gonna lie, I did. She was like, for what and why? Why? Well, for what? Who are you? Why? Why do I need to? And I said, listen, just trust me. Check my podcast. Like I was baby stepping it because I get it. Trust and believe me, everybody don't want to share. Everybody don't want to talk. Everybody don't. But you have a platform that you are using, and I'm telling you, you're a resource. You powerful in a mug. And I'm saying in a mug because you know what I want to say. You can actually help people heal. You can. I don't know if you know, but I'm telling you, trust me, because look at your growth already. And it was just by me saying, trust me. Look at it. And I'm not, this
Absolutely.
ain't even a brag, y'all. When I tell y'all she's good, it was just something. It was just something about you. And I knew you have an aura that I feel like people that have these experiences were put here on purpose. We were put to share. We were put to be the example. We were put to let people know that they're not alone in their journey. You're not the only they that I've met. And I say that sarcastically, but the reality of the situation is you're not alone. It's a lot of days out there, and they want to be identified because it makes them feel a part of something. And I appreciate you sharing because I bet you somebody say, yeah, I like that because she reminds me of me.
Yeah,
And I know for a fact you have people following you already that probably relate to you that way. So you have to understand when we are doing this type of work, regardless if we're doing it from a comedic value or an educational value, the message is the same. That lady
absolutely.
that told you, ha ha ha, now I'm going to therapy, received your message. Regardless of how it came, the message was clear to her. So you got to understand now, aha, aha, because I didn't know you had a son, did not. Yeah, you got work to do.
I sure do. I
And
sure
guess
do.
what? We're going to do it together because this is why we are healed. You guys, people have to do what they need to do. There are different ways. Some people go to psychotherapy, some people do EMDR, some people dance, some people laugh, some people go to church, some people do what they need to do. What it is, you guys, you got to know the comfort that you need to be at and what you need to do. So I'll ask you another question. What is something you wish people understood more about childhood trauma and ACEs that isn't talked about enough?
I was personally shocked when I saw how many people experience ACEs and how many ACEs they experience.
Mhm.
I think that that needs to be well known.
Right.
There are a lot of us, but
Mhm.
not nearly as much as I expected.
Right.
I thought that it was all normal.
Right.
So I was interacting with the world as if everybody had gone through similar experiences.
Right.
But in reality, many of the people I speak to every day have no clue, thankfully, what it's like.
Right.
And I wish there was more awareness on that side. The people that haven't experienced as many ACEs, or if they're a perfect zero,
Right.
I want them to be aware of this just as much as I want everybody with ACEs to be aware of what tools are available for them to
Exactly.
heal and grow and prosper past this.
And see, the crazy thing is, I tell people now, because of course, this is around the time where I'm in schools or I'm doing conferences, I'm doing trainings or professional development. Everybody got aces. Say what you want. You got this president. Bullying is another adversity. Community
Absolutely.
violence is another adversity. And I tell people, go to the CDC, which is shut down because we're in a government shutdown. You can click on the link, put in ACES. Adverse childhood experiences is going to come up, and it's going to be a plethora of information. I'm just a resource. I'm just a valuable tool. You're a valuable tool because it may be or come off again like as a joke or be soothing for someone. That's valuable. So that's the reason why I educate. The awareness, community, and empowerment is what helps us heal. So that's what I let people know. You can do what you need to do. The problem is we need to bring more awareness to ACEs. It's the second largest study that happened in the United States almost 30 years ago. What I've learned, it didn't get everybody. So that's why I put it on mine. And let's be clear, that's also the reason why, as a doctor and as a researcher, I added some things that needed to be added to make sure it hit the right people. Because as much as I admire and respect Dr. Vincent Felitti and Dr. Robert Anda, you got the 10 question study that people go to. But when you look at that 10 question study, it's 3 questions in one. And so when you see that one question that they say no to, you're going to put your number down because you're going to say, well, that wasn't me. Yes, it was. It's 3 questions. So again, for me, it's not about the ACEs score. It's about bringing awareness because there's no such thing as a perfect zero. And that's just me. As soon as somebody say, well, I have a zero, I say, oh, okay. Congratulations. They say if you look to your left and you look to your right, somebody has aces, and I don't have it, but my son score. And then that's when I stop. Interesting. So your son has a score? Well, yeah, my son went through all of this, and so you ain't go through nothing. And then that's where the conversation begins. So, yeah, I think it's very important for us to have this conversation. I think it's important for us to know that childhood trauma actually does have a term. See, when I did mine, it wasn't a medical journal, it was an educational journal. And that's the reason why I turned the book to something relatable. Now people are buying it by the bulk because it really is a resource tool. It is me sharing a little bit of my story and saying, hey, let's make this make sense. Let's do what you need to do. Forget the score. Let's learn how to heal because it's working. So I agree with you 110% because we're not having the conversation enough at all. I like how when I be talking, the thumb be moving and all that. It agrees with me. But this is the truth, Sam. We have to understand and know that it's not just me. I'm just the educator to bring the awareness, but you're going to carry the message to a community so they can understand. And I'm not saying that like you're going to do it. I'm saying now that you know, I'm sure you've already started doing it. Tell me what you've been doing. I knew it. What you been doing, Sam?
Honestly, I've been just sharing information with close friends that may have gone through similar things,
Hmm.
um, opening up a little bit more with people that I'm close with.
Yes.
And it helps spread the awareness, but it's also a coping tool for myself.
Hmm.
Um, Leaning onto my community, my personal community, my small knit inner circle,
Yes.
uh, to make sure they're aware of what I've dealt with, and maybe they've dealt with it too.
Hmm.
And maybe I know they've dealt with it, and I'm just telling them about it so that they start looking at themselves a little bit more because I love them and I want them to heal from it too.
Yes. I am so excited to meet you. I really am. And I'm grateful because I see a longevity of a relationship in regards to growing together. I think you're added value. I just the fact that you trusted me means everything to me because there are a lot of people out here on social media that are not who they say they are. I just found out somebody won't say no names. They're dealing with somebody with schizophrenia and bipolar, and because they're dealing with them, they're giving consultant um have became a consultant and charging $575. I can't get people to do my $1 a day. I'm joking. Haha, that was you were supposed to laugh. But for real. So I totally understand and get it, but I'm grateful that I met you. I'm grateful that people mention my name in rooms. I'm grateful for people like Carly because she see it. And I will say I'm not for sure if you're Christian based, but I am. And I'm grateful for you that God placed you in my life because we can really, really, really grow together. Just the fact that I've had this much of an impact already means I cannot wait because we're going to grow together. I cannot wait. Sam, where can people find you on
Yes,
TikTok?
I'm not on TikTok actually. I am
Really?
I am strictly on Instagram. That's just the
Really?
millennial in me doesn't want to let go of it.
I ain't mad. I'm not mad at all. I try my best with TikTok. But what's interesting is I tried the Dr. Torie on TikTok and I'm still on there. But quiet is kept. I'm a dancing mother on TikTok, surprisingly. I got like over 125,000 likes. They love me dancing. They don't want me talking about aces on TikTok. They love me talking about aces everywhere else. So I get it. I thought you were on there. So you mean what I've been doing research on you on Instagram and you already there?
Yeah, I'm only on Instagram. I'm not on TikTok.
Interesting.
I never made the jump over there, but yes, it's Get Shrek'd on Instagram.
Right. And see, I knew that, but I thought you were on Instagram. Oh, yeah, she is all that. Let me be clear. So now we know on Instagram, it's I wish I can it's a get dot.
It's Get dot Shrek'd, but the
Mhm.
E is a three. So
Yes.
SHR3KT.
Yes, because I know who you are. You all, please go follow her when I tell you she is a source of strength. I mean, just added value and a quick laugh. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, because you need it. You need that humor. You need that resource. You need somebody like Sam in your life. I thank you so much. I think I learned a lot. And what I love is I know that this relationship is going to grow. So I thank you again so much for being here. You guys can find me everywhere. Y'all know where I am. Instagram. You all will see us together because I have to have you on for lunch and learn. I have to. You are so valuable and you are so wonderful. I thank you so much again for being here, you guys. And as you all see, another episode of Be Victorious. Thank you guys again. You guys will see us soon. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye, you guys.